your host, Sean Myrie. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I'm just adjusting this a little bit. Some recent news from one of the biggest, if not the biggest YouTuber in the game. His name, right, is Mr. Beast. Is associated with Mr. Beast, right? It's his friend. It's his friend, longtime friend, close friend. They used to work with each other. And his friend is named Tyson Chris, or Chris Tyson, right? Changed his name to Ava, transitioned to trying to be a lady recently. But the alleged accusations, I don't know, it's just recent news that they he's been caught texting, or over time texting underage boy, right? This probably been going on for a while, if not a couple years. This individual was 13 at the time, and he was talking to this underage boy, right? Chris Tyson, right? Now the name is Ava. This individual is Mr. Beast's good friend. I don't know if it's his best friend, but good friend. Mr. Beast is the top YouTuber. He has 300 million subscribers. He has over 700, his net worth is over 700 million. So basically a billionaire, right? Mr. Beast. So as I get down to earth more about this subject before I was interrupted with the technical difficulties, right? So, what's going on? What's going on? Now, you have these people, MAP, MAP. They are attracted to underage individuals. We're not going to give them any excuse, right? It's called minor attractive persons, right? Right now, some of these individuals been hiding in the LGBTQ community. I don't know how long, but this is not the first time I've heard of this, right? This is not the first time I have heard of this. What's going on? So this is not a good look for Mr. Beast, because Mr. Beast, he's a guy who does, I guess, stunts. He does all types of he used to do stunts. Now, I guess he dares other people and he gives them money to do certain things on his platform, right? Mr. Beast. Now, this his friend Chris Tyson, or Ava as they call it. He transformed in he's a trans this individual's a transgender, I guess, transgender. And through this transformation, if not before, been having an online relationship with an underage boy. Now the individual's older now, right? Not sure the age, if he's a teenager still or he's an adult. But recent news is that same individual is claiming happened. Nothing wrong happened. But what's coming out that it was an inappropriate, not a good relationship. I don't know how to like make it out, but they had or have a relationship, right? Some type of relationship. And this does not look good for Mr. Beast. No, like it or not, he's associated with it. Now people are going to be looking at him, right? People will be looking at Mr. Beast because of his close friend. This is his close friend. He was on the show for I guess a couple years, or his platform a couple years. Now, what's this going to do to his brand? Will people talk about this as like I'm talking about it? Or will it be swept under the rug? Another story swept under the rug. Some of these people are hiding in communities, people like this. They're hiding as priests, right? They're hiding as musicians. They're hiding as influencers. They're hiding everywhere, but right in front of you, right? So, what made What gives this individual a pass? Does this individual get a pass because they know Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast has 300 million subscribers on YouTube, and does he get a pass? I'm wondering, because money could change certain things, right? Money can change certain things. But the story will get thicker as time passed. Things are going to get more thicker. Hope like this should not be swept. Hopefully, I'll do my job to expose this, because these are children. There's a lot of these sick individuals, right, going after children. And just because he's a famous streamer or are associated with someone famous does not give them the license to do whatever they want to do, right? So this is the news. It's recent news. So I'm wondering what Mr. Beast got to say about this. Will he come out in the public and say anything? Is it alleged? My research, what I looked up, is basically he's guilty. Like, he's guilty of having an online relationship with an underage boy, if you want to call it a boy, right? So is the camouflage of him or this individual changing their sex to be a woman a tactic to make people feel sorry or sorry for that individual, or a way to camouflage themselves, right? I seen the pictures, I seen the transformation. Is this a way to camouflage themselves? Because I've seen this before. There's been people, for example, and no one talks about it. There's a big influential character in San Francisco, was part the I guess one of a very important figure in the LGBT community, trans too, and is accused of doing the same thing. Let me repeat. In San Francisco, there is an influential figure, part of the LGBT community, who was accused of the same thing, if not prosecuted. You don't hear anything about that, right? Now, in Canada, in Vancouver, I don't know the person's name, there was an other person, the head of the I think the LGBT, some type of community organization. I don't know if it's the gay organization, whatever it's called, but was accused of the same thing. So this is a bad look. Like any other community, when something goes on, they talk about it. This is a bad look for the LGBT community or the gay community or whatever, that you have figures who are influential, who are partaking in illegal activities, and they are harming, or they're predators going after children, and they're hiding in those communities. It does not look good. It does not look good. I'm sorry. It does not look good. Earlier, I'm just going to say I had some technical difficulties. I wonder why. I wonder why. I'm talking about Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber out now. His friend, I think it's his best friend, Mr. Beast, Tyson Chris, or Chris Tyson, Ava. Let me call it Ava. So now will Ava get a pass? Is Ava gonna get charged or will not get charged? Because it's a young man right now. This will show you how the system is. This individual is claiming nothing really, it's not that bad. Nothing really happened. Did he get paid off? That's the thing. Did he get paid off? Because right now, that individual is basically not charging um, Mr. Beast's friend. There's nothing like that going on, but there's evidence of Mr. Beast's friend, right, Ava, talking online to a 13-year-old, and now this individual's older. I don't know if he's 16 or a little bit older, but the main point is talking to someone who's underage. Now, when this goes to court, they're going to say there's nothing wrong with if he's a streamer with somebody older talking to somebody who's underage. So the description is, did they meet up? Were they talking anything inappropriate? Were they talking about sexual relations? If it's that, they need to put this guy in jail now, no matter what. If it's that they have the evidence that Ava was talking messy with this when he was a boy, he needs to go, or she or whatever needs to go to jail. Because if it was a young lady, it would happen. If a man was talking to a child, let's say not even a lady, a young child online, people would really wonder. You should still wonder now. See? You see how it is? Right? Very hypocritical society we live in, because will the same judgment come down for this individual because he dealt with a young boy who was online with him talking? What was in those conversations? What does a big man have in common with a 13-year-old? Unless that it's not your son, it's not your nephew or anything. It's not your son, not your nephew, not your little cousin, right? It's a stranger. You are talking online to some 13-year-old, but for this to come up, it must be inappropriate. And if it's inappropriate, that person, that individual, Ava, needs to be locked up. You see them have these programs, these television programs where they get predators. They set them up basically online talking. And then when they meet up with them, they basically got the cops and they lock them up. This case, there was no law enforcement. Now, why is this coming out now? It makes you wonder, is this a shakedown? People wonder, people want to shake people down. They want to change, play with the algorithm. That's what people are wondering. They want to play with the algorithm. Well, Mr. Beast's algorithm is going to go a different way right now. You're going to see some conspiracy theorists. You'll see more people talking about it as I'm talking about it. He is the biggest, like I said, YouTuber online right now. He's the biggest. He is the biggest. 300 million subscribers. So you're going to have millions of people looking at this story, wondering, did you know about this, Mr. Beast? Did you know your friend basically is like a pedophile? Did you know that? Did you know he liked talking to young boys? Are you one of them too, Mr. Beast? I'm not saying you are, but that's the questions what are going to be coming out. Because this is, I'm betting this is like your best friend or your close friend. This news coming out is not good. So this individual is claiming right now that nothing wrong happened between them. Nothing wrong happened between them. But as I read and done my research, it doesn't seem too good for Ava. It does not seem too good for Ava, right? Like I said, MAPS, MAP, minor attractive people or persons. This is a community out there that wants to try to get rights, saying that it's their right to be attracted to somebody who's under not their age. I guess under their age, there's nothing, they don't feel nothing wrong is with that. They're trying to get the same rights as the LGBT community. They're trying to put themselves in the same spotlight as that. And if I was, which I'm not, a part of the LGBT community, I would be fuming mad, fighting this, speaking out about people like this, because do you like, you've been seeing people associate these sick individuals in their community, like it or not. This man, this individual had a change and now is referred to as a woman, a transgender. So that is from the LGBT community. And he's camouflaged in that community. But he's not, or this individual is not going for an adult. They're not attracted, this person's not attracted to an adult. They're attracted to somebody who's way, way younger than them. Part of this, I'm guessing, is a way to control certain things, right? It's a way to control certain things because they're younger and they could influence them and tell them not to say anything. It's similar to the case in San Francisco of the black transgender who had some type of relations with some underage boys and basically buying them things, using money to keep them quiet, and that basically wasn't enough. It didn't stand too long. There's a story, like I'm gonna mention again, in California. San Francisco was a very influential figure in the LGBT community, and I swear he got prosecuted for basically sexual abuse of underage boys. And the camouflage is doing the sex change, changing themselves to think that people will just leave them alone, because how sensitive it is, right? How very sensitive it is. Camouflaging themselves like they are part of that community, and they really are not part of that community. MAP. They are attracted to underage and its children, camouflaging themselves in a community. And they do this in other communities, like I'm saying. The priest, yep, musicians, a lot of different industries. These individuals hide themselves. This is what you would call the devil or evil. This is what evil is, right? They'll use something, right, to camouflage and do these evil things. So, Mr. Beast's friend, will he help him? Will Mr. Beast help his friend? He has a lot of money, 700 million net worth, basically a billionaire. He's basically a billionaire. 300 million subscribers. Now, all his subscribers are going to know about this story. This individual who was with him for a couple years. So, did Mr. Beast know about his friend's escapade or whatever he was doing? Did he know? And if there's proof that Mr. Beast knew, is this Mr. Beast downfall? Because he's the biggest I'm hearing. I never knew about this Mr. Beast until YouTube. I was really doing my content on YouTube. And he's the biggest one. So if he knew about this for years, that your friend is sick and he needed help, but you didn't even try to help him, yo, all you subscribers, you need to unsubscribe from that man if that comes out, because that is the most evil ish I ever that would ever, like, go on for somebody who's in the public. People talk about Puff Daddy and all these other people, but these are children. That's even, like, nothing is good, but that's even more down and dirty. See, it's like the other cases you hear about. Like, you always wondering, there's people who are around them. How come nobody said anything? Nobody mentioned anything? Those people are guilty too. Anybody who was around, I'm going to bring it to Puffy when he was doing his thing. If he was doing those things, they're guilty too. Anybody who's talking about Puffy in a negative way, that they've seen and witnessed stuff, they're guilty too. They witnessed it. They should be going to getting charged too. Same thing with the R. Kelly situation. Anybody who witnessed it, they should be going to jail too, or being prosecuted in some type of way. Not just the main character, because the main wealthy character had people handling things for them. They don't go out and get people. People have to bring it to them. So is this a case coming up that we might find out that Mr. Beast was involved also? Hope it ain't true. I hope it ain't true. Right? Like I said earlier before I came on, there were some technical difficulties. Not surprised, because I'm talking about the biggest YouTuber on this platform and his friend. I think it is his best friend. Right? Some powers that be don't want this to go through, but I'm giving it to you. Sean Myrie, raw and unfiltered on the Down to Earth Podcast Network. Right? So, what do we do? I don't have all the answers. All I just know that this individual, Tyson or Chris Tyson or Ava, whatever the name this person choose, is accused of doing some heinous things, and the victim is basically not claiming they're a victim. And you gotta wonder why, if there's evidence of text messages going on, claiming everything's all right. How much money did this individual get to be saying that it's all right? Makes you wonder, people. Makes you really wonder about the world and how we live in. Money is power. Remember that. Almost anybody could get out of a situation if you know the right people and have the right money. You see? So, like I'm saying, more news will be coming out, guaranteed, about this whole Mr. Beast and his friend Chris Tyson, who transformed into a woman all of a sudden, right? And the evidence is out there through text. It's going to be online. You'll hear other people talking about it soon, because it's fresh. It's still like recent news. It's all over Twitter. I haven't seen it on the gram really yet, but I was informed about this story, so I had to break the story, because this is something, it's not just a normal media piece. This is a warning to a lot of the parents out there. When you have children online, right? Look what they're doing. Do your own investigation. See who they look up to, because some of these people they look up to, and some of these people who look like they're legit online, they're really dirty, right? They're really dirty. That could be anybody. That ain't me, really. But I'm just saying they're really dirty. I'm just exposing and giving you the news. You get what I'm saying? Because this is just some crazy shit. A man, big man, attracted to children, and this MAP needs to get taken out. And I'm hoping the LGBT community calls this out. Start calling these individuals out who are hiding in their community. Call them out. And if you don't call them out, it makes you look real bad. Straight up. If you're not going to call these people out, it's going to make you look guilty. Trust me. If you don't say anything, it doesn't look good. So I'm going to end this live and direct stream. People, subscribe, like, comment. It's your host of the D2E, Sean Myrie. Bless up.